Mr. Francis is here again. Thank you for joining us. Mr. Francis, you're welcome, sir, our speaker. To others that just joined after I did the introduction, is the senior HR at the golden oil industry. And of course, who else can talk to us about how to have the right team for success, if not from an experienced person when it comes to handling human beings and managing human resources. So, and that is why we are having him here to talk to us as regards this. Yes. So, Mr. Francis, please can you unmute yourself? Our people are waiting.
All right. Thank you very much. As you said, good evening once more. Apology for yes. I'm really sorry. I have a little network backup. So, firstly, my name is Nwali Francis. As I said, senior HR of Golden Oil Industries Limited. So today, I will be talking on a very interesting topic, which I'm very, very happy that I'm the one taking this topic. It's an opportunity for me also to expand knowledge and also to make sure that I also grow on the same field. Yes, because it's a continuous learning every day. So before I start, I'm going to share my screen. All right. I don't know if we can see this.
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right.
Please give a thumbs up if you are seeing the screen. Okay. Thank you. So please go ahead, sir.
All right. Today's topic is practical strategies for a productive and connected team for business. And as far as it comes to business, organization, entrepreneur, this thing is something that must come first. These strategies are something that must come first, irrespective of the size of the business or the company or whatever you're opening. These are their first HR practical strategies that you must employ as an employer or as an entrepreneur. But before we start going too deep, and I would like to talk about some concepts. That's very, very important that will help us to understand what we are going to talk about this evening. So what are these concepts? One is productivity, the other is team, and the last is in conjunction of team productivity. I don't know if you can see it clearly, or should I expand it a bit?
Yes, please do well to expand it.
Good. So, as I say, number one on our list here is productivity. When you say productivity, it means different things in different contexts. It means different things in different language, in different setting, in different way. Again, so it just depends the way you want to channel it, the way you want to see it, or what you expect it to be or to look like. But for the purpose of this, we are going to be focused on the business aspect of it. We have personal productivity, we have national productivity, we have business productivity, we have workplace productivity. So, but for the purpose of this, we are going to focus on some particular parts, which is the business productivity and workplace productivity. We say productivity is a measure of the efficiency of a person. When they say the value that you offer in a workplace or the value you offer as a member of a team, the talent you have, your skills, your technical skills that make you a member of a particular team or an employee of a company, that the company feels that is of valuable to them. Next one is machine and factory system. Machine can be any machine, production machine, or the factory system, maybe the way the policy of the company or the total organizational policy. So that efficiency that this bring out when they put those raw material like your talent or the machine or the factory policy or the system that they bring out, that is of good to the company, or that will be of that will improve the company's state to where they want to be. Then, for a business owner or for an entrepreneur, you say it measures how they generate revenue from input. The input can be raw material, it can be employee, or that is the labor. It can also be the system that an entrepreneur puts in place that will guide everybody's business. Then when it comes to me and my own particular side, we that work for a company, it's a workplace productivity. That is the value I was talking about, the value each person, value someone brings to the success of the overall business. So that is productivity. We want to see, it's just like the end point of what they input into the system that will generate revenue. The second concept here is team. We all know what is team, but forming a team is different from working together. But yeah, just read what a team is. It says it's a group. It's seen as a group of people who perform interdependent tasks to work towards accomplish a common goal. There are people that work together. People that work together bring different ideas, people with different talent, people with different skills, people with technical ability that comes together to achieve a common goal of a company or a business. Now, the last one is the team productivity. This is very, very, very important. This is the most important one, team productivity. Team is the magic that happens when a group of people comes together efficiently and gets things done. When you have different people from different parts of the field that comes together to make sure that they achieve the common goal, achieve the goals of the business. For this, to create e-commerce, for instance, now you got some graphic design that come up with different ideas that or online business, whatever they want to create for themselves. So the match, the technique, what that. Yeah. All right. Now, as we go deep, let us quickly, because of time, today, the main topic here is HR strategies for a productive and connected team. Now, there are some strategies that have to be put in place to ensure the growth of your business. That's this that do without it. Irrespective of the size of the business, as I said earlier, irrespective of the size of the business, irrespective of the kind of the business, irrespective of the nature of the business that you are into, these HR strategies helps you to improve the productivity of the team in your business. So without these strategies, it is difficult for you to have a good productivity at the end. One here, we have recruitment and selection. We have onboarding programs. We have healthy work environment. We have training and development. We have employee engagement. We have rewards and recognition. We have health benefits. So these are some the HR have to infuse into is for a proper growth. Now, this HR practice differs. When I mean differ, there are some practices that might be applicable to a particular company that will not be applicable to another company as a result of what they are into. So some of these practices are not included, but what I print here is a general strategies that I know that I feel that me personally I've also used to improve my work, to improve the company's goals as well. So now we go for the first one. The first one is recruitment. So when I say recruitment, it's not about going back to going to source out some talent to come and join your team. No, yeah, it's going to source out and hire the right people with complementary skill sets. Skill set, skills or technical skills that will complement those that you currently have or already have on ground. If it's a new business, that means you have to employ people with different skill and also into your business. Now, here there are some things that you want to take note when carrying out your recruitment process. But before I go into that, let me just explain a bit what I mean by hiring the right people with complementary skills here. Now, I say a successful HR hiring process. The recruitment process is large, is very, very large, and it comprises a lot of things, ranging from developing the JDs down to the onboarding process. So when you are hiring or when you are sourcing, you have to get in mind that, okay, this is the kind of person I am looking for. This is the particular person I am looking for. And when you fail to hire, when you fail to hire or employ someone that fits into the business, that position will continue to recruit in that position. You will continue to recruit because when you recruit, the person did not fit in, the person will go or you terminate the person's contract. So that is why when you are carrying out your recruitment process, endeavor you develop a good job requirement that you know that this is what you want, and you know that, and you ensure that anybody you source or shortlist for an interview or to join your team must make up to that requirement. It's very, very important. Not because you want to hire, not because you want to hire for the hire's sake. No, you have to hire to fit into your system. You have to hire to fit into your business. You have to hire to complement the one you have already, or that will suit the one you are going to hire. So recruitment and selection is very, very important. It's always the first thing to do in your business or in your company or whatever you are setting up. Because when he hired someone that have the requisite requirement, there will be low turnover. In fact, sometimes there will not be turnover because the person, you really scrutinize the person and ensure that the person fits in to what you want. It is the kind of the shape that you want. So when hiring, you must keep teamwork in mind. You must keep teamwork in mind. If they are not complementing, if they are not suitable, if they are not fit to your business, you will keep on making some necessary mistakes, or that will even mar your business, or that will bring down your also some situation. It brings down the business because you bring unqualified person, unsuitable person on board. So when you are hiring, you must understand the need from a team perspective and connect and team connected. So when you are bringing on board, you must put that in mind that if I assume that this person can be productive, can it also suit my team? Can it also complement with the one I have, or it will just come to just fill a number? When you are setting up a business, or you are taking out the first strategy, you must ensure that anybody you are bringing on board must be exactly what you want. So hiring the right people with complementary skills are number one things you must bear in mind. Then also too, you must also the role the person will take place, the role the person will occupy. You must carry out a job analysis on it. Carry out a job analysis in the sense that you must know what and what this particular person will come and do. That means you must clarify the job to the person or to the team. So hiring the right person is very, very important, and is number one thing you are going to take in mind. And someone starting up a business, or someone that are an entrepreneur. That is one. The secondly is optimizing onboarding and training programs. This ends with the recruitment and the selection. Onboarding, most of people doesn't take cognizance of these onboarding programs, especially some big boys say that, okay, we have employed this person, please take him in. I've had a situation whereby a friend of mine, very recently I carried out an interview, and after interview, a candidate was successful. And at the same time, I never know that this candidate had an opportunity in another company. He got a job in another company, and he also went there. What these candidates went there is to compare what to compare the way I bring him in and the way those people bring him in on the system too.
Oh.
This thing, he told me that was 2 days ago, because the person joined last week. So after joining, we carried out some onboarding process after everything. So we now become like a pass. You come to my office to ask questions. From there, we started talking. So he said that when the HR there, or he said it's not even HR, I think they don't have a standard HR there. But he said when the person called him, after the interview, he passed the interview, he now went there. So they now called him and said, okay, you are going to resume on so days. He said, no problem. But before then, he has already resumed in our own place. When he now go to that same day, the person in charge, or the person attending to him, ask him if he can be able to resume work that same day without onboarding. And he was like, why would I resume work? Why would I resume work immediately where I don't know some particular people? I don't even know who I'm reporting to. You only write it on the paper. I don't even know who I'm reporting to. And not just to start, though, he will travel immediately. He's going to travel immediately to carry out some, but it's a data analysis, so to go there to carry out some analysis on some certain things that happen there. Do you understand? So, though he never give me the full details, but where I'm very more concerned is the way they bring it in without a proper introduction, without a proper explaining him or taking him through on the company system. I don't know how big the company is, but it is an error for you to employ a staff without a proper introduction, taking him to some places and ensure that you carry out an onboarding training immediately. If not that day, at least the next day, you get. But this one, they just tell him to start work immediately. He said no problem. He said no problem. During break hour, he went home. The next day, he resumed in our place for the second time. There, he signed his letter, take everything. He resumed work again. But before then, I've already carried out some onboarding process. I've take him to some places, even introducing him to a department, and ensure that the colleague in the department align with him. Ensure that colleagues in the department knows him proper. At least from there, I think I've create a familiarity from the onset. Irrespective that you have not resumed work fully. So onboarding process is very, very important. Every employee or entrepreneur starting, after when you bring in your bringing in your employee or staff that you just recruited, you must ensure you carry out a proper onboarding, because you have to involve him with the entire team, especially those in marketing, especially those in the marketing part. You must ensure that you, during that onboarding, you carry out a proper induction training with the person. By then, you will tell him or her what to do and where they are expecting him or her to give results. With that alone, it has clarified the person what they are expecting from him or her. If possible, like what I wrote here, for example, you can even use a video. Can you even use a video to show the person what we are expecting from him? So, as an HR, from the HR angle, we always define our onboarding process with them, our programs, and ensure that we follow the programs right from the time it comes in. And even if, because when you say, because from onboarding, when you say onboarding, it also have some types of onboarding. Some carry departmental onboarding, while some general companies onboarding process. So for where I am, for my own place, what we do is general onboarding process. We ensure that the person knows from head to toe who is who in the company, so that he will not go and make mistakes. Especially a place where there is a lot of power, especially a company where there is a lot of power. It's very, very important. When I mean power, you have different people with different power. So you must ensure that you take the person, you make sure that the person understands the in and out of the company before he starts his or her job. That is one. That is second layer, onboarding. Then the third one is you create a healthy work environment. This is very, very important. You create a healthy work environment. Some people leave the job as a result of bad or toxic work environment. Some people leave their workplace not because they are not paying them well, not because they are not doing the job, but because of the way they are being treated in the system. Now, not everybody can perform well when they are under stress. Virtually nobody can perform well when you are under stress. When you have a lot of job without no break, you just be doing from work to work, no break, nothing. It gives the employee burnout. It breaks down the employee. You will not expect someone that will work from Monday to Friday. You see, expect him to come on Saturday. He still came on Saturday, do the job every week, the same thing, and you're expecting to get the same results every day. No. So be an entrepreneur, you must create a good working environment for your team. You ensure that your team knows it's okay to take break, and you also create a team or company culture balance. You have to balance it. Irrespective of that, while you check on how the project is also going, you also ensure that they are on track. Irrespective that give them the break, you ensure that also they are on track. And you also check equally on how their well-being is. Because it's someone that is healthy that's going to produce wealth. Someone that is not healthy cannot be able to produce wealth. So if your team members constantly worry or always on the edge of burnout, they will definitely not perform well or productively. So you ensure that your team, after some time, you give them some break. Let them rest. During that period, when they come back, they'll be more energetic. During that period, they will use the opportunity to brainstorm on what they have done, and also how to tackle some challenges if there's any. it shouldn't be work, 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 work at all time. For instance, I remember my former workplace. That is, at least that is my second workplace. It's all about work. It's all about work, work, work. It's all about work. One day I came to the office, and my boss was like, Francis, why are you like this? What is it now? You look so tired. Why are your eyes swelling up and blood? And I was like, I told her, ma, the last time I applied for leave here, you cancel it as a result of workload on desk. So how are you expecting me to give results that I always give when I'm already break down? At that moment, she now realized that the belief she canceled or the way I was behaving has really affect my work, has also affect our own side. But when it affects me, it also affects our own side as well. On that note, she don't have any option than to allow me to go for my leave. I went out. After I came back, there was a massive 100% result. So, be an entrepreneur or a business owner, you must also ensure that you give a break to your staff or your workers or your subordinates. Your team members, they should always go for break when it's time. During that period, they can go back and re-strategize if there's any challenges they will overcome, and also regain strength and come back energetic. So creating a work environment is very, very important. Otherwise, your people, they might be there, but they will not be working. They might be there, but they will not be giving you result as it's supposed to be. So this number 3 is very, very also what important. Then the number 4 that we have here is training and development. Training and development. Train and develop your team. Investing in staff training and development is crucial for the growth and success of any business. This takes me back to the onboarding part. When you bring in someone, the first thing you have to do is carry out on the job training. Carry out on the job training. That's the first thing you do when you bring in a person. So when you train your staff, it's just like investing in a business and expecting the return. So training is very, very important in business, in growth of any business. You have to ensure that your employee receive the necessary training. You have to ensure that your employee receive the necessary training. You have to understand their roles and also ensure they do their job. They must ensure. So training is you cannot hide it. Anybody that wants to grow, anybody that's starting a business that wants to grow must take this part serious. You can't just bring, for instance, now you bring someone from you bring someone from a manufacturing company into a financial institution.
We no longer can hear you, Mr. Francis. Mr. Francis.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Yeah. Sorry for that. As I said, when you bring someone from a manufacturing company to a financial institution to come and work for you, we are not expecting him to come and be doing the same thing he's doing in that place. So when you bring the person into your institution, the first thing to do is to carry out a training. He might have the technical skill and everything, but the systems are not the same. So what you do is to carry out on the job training for the onset. Then you ensure that you undergo the necessary training apart from the on the job training, necessary training to acquire the necessary knowledge about the job. Some of us here, what we normally do is when we bring someone, like for me instance, when we bring someone from another company that is not of the same line with my company, the first thing I do is to check the kind of training, to check the kind of training that this person needs. I might not be the one that will that will do the training. I might project for it. I might push for it to ensure that this person undergo this training, because without it, this person cannot succeed. Now, technologies are coming on board. A lot of things are coming on board. So it's necessary that you also blend to the way the systems are also changing. You have to change with the system, ranging from the HR angle down to the list role. So training is very, very important. It also provides the person the skills and knowledge and technical skills to push. Because without that training, without this person cannot do anything. And that thing also encourage a personal development, because you've already given the person a route to follow. You've already given the person a ladder to climb. So when you push for a development, when you push for personal employee development, the company does not the company will not hesitate to approve it. For instance, now one of my staff is pushing for professional training currently, because it was not what we bargained. We didn't bargain of him coming and we push for his professional training. But based on the job that he's doing, based on his role, he really needs the training. So it is from our own part to invest on him, because when he invests on him, we will definitely get a return. So when you invest on your staff, when you invest on your team, they will definitely come back with a return of investment. They will definitely come back. You will definitely see the results. It is only left for the HR when you carry out a training, and after the training, you must endeavor to evaluate the training. Evaluate the training, I mean, to know the results, to show if the training carried out, each training carried out is essential. Each training carried out is also working. Like, you want to see the end product of the training. It's very, very important. Judging from your training program, everything, the last thing you do is to evaluate the training. It's very important. At least you will know how valuable that this person that we invest on is actually to us. So training, cannot underemphasize on training. Yeah, okay. As I say when you train someone or you carry out some training and development, you've already equipped the person with necessary tools and techniques that the person needs. So with this now, it also enables the person to perform the role effectively and efficiently, and also improve productivity. Because when you evaluate the training and you see how efficient this person is on the job, it in turn bring productivity and high quality of product, and it also increase customer satisfaction, because what you're actually delivering is what you're expecting. Like me now, I don't sometimes I don't even wait for the company. I don't even wait for the company to tell me, okay, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do, this is what you're going to do to develop yourself. No, when I see something, when I see something that I know this will be of good to my career, I don't hesitate to join. I don't hesitate to go through it. I don't hesitate to pay for it, because I know at the long run, I will definitely see the dividend.
Mr. Francis, we no longer can hear you. Mr.
Yeah,
Francis.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Okay, it's back now. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, when you give an avenue on a professional opportunity for employee to develop themselves, you will in turn see the dividend as an employer. You will in turn see it in terms of productivity. So training is very, very paramount. Whether it's on the job training or outside job training, is very, very important. but the training must be in relation to the job role. It must be in alignment with the company's goal. So that is that for training. Now, the fifth one here we're talking about is employee engagement. Employee engagement. Most people or company don't normally do it except when the person is sick before they will start communication, or when the person is not feeling fine, you start carrying out some employee engagement. Employee engagement starts from when you bring in the person into the system, because it is the only way you can see or know that this person is really dedicated. If you don't constantly communicate with the employee, if you don't constantly try to ask them what has been their challenges. So when you carry this employee engagement, you will see how the employee feel, or how the staff feel about your business, or about your company, or about your organization. So employee engagement is very, very essential to end every company's success. This employee engagement, it also covers a lot of things. It also involves compensation. It also involves compensation, because if a company feels when an employee feels bad about an organization as a result of poor compensation management, it also in turn affect the business. Because if an employee does not feel right, or does not feel enthusiasm to go into to work, or to bring out his best, the productivity that you are expecting will not come. So your team, you must ensure that you constantly communicate with them to know their issue, their challenges, and where you can also come from. So also from there, you can also get the way they feel about the company. Even the way you reward your employee, it's also through this employee engagement that you also see it. If there's any error in it, you make amendments. So communication is very, very critical in creating and maintaining employee engagement. Then it also shows you how they also display how a greater commitment to a company values a goal. It also show how you as an employee, as an employee values the goals of the company. I can remember recently I employed for some of our subsidiary. So I am not in the location, but I employ for them there. But I keep on communicating with this staff to know their challenges. I keep on communicating to know, because it's a new site. It's a new site which I don't really know much about the location of the place, but I know more.
Mr. Francis, we no longer can hear you. The network is bad again. Hello, Mr. Francis.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Sorry for that. So it is. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. That's good. Then so recently they had an issue in the site. They have an issue in the site. So what we have a representative there. But as a result of how I've been able to communicate with them from the onset down to their resumption. That is why they feel very free. They feel very free to call me and also talk to me and tell me their challenges. And as person that employ them and brings them from wherever they are to join our team, I also ensure that I meet up with every issue they have. I make sure that if it's something relating to HR, I make sure that they sort it there. For instance, some of them come in, we're asking for people, because it's a new site, a lot of them asking for PPE and other things. I have to project him, I have to push him there to ensure that those people are given the PPE. So immediately they are all given the PPE, even the site manager see the result by himself. So if there is no a good communication from the onset between me and the staff, I don't think they can be able to, tell me how they feel. I don't think they can be able to relate a lot with me. So this is one of the strategy me personally also do every time, right from my sourcing unit to the onboarding. And I also give room for everybody to lay their complaints. So employee engagement as an entrepreneur is also important. You have to be communicating with your team. Otherwise, you will not know how they feel about your business. You will not know exactly the way they portray the business outside of it. So employee engagement is not something you will just throw aside. Most of the bosses doesn't see this as an important tool, but we from the HR, we see that it's necessary for a good productivity. Then the next here is reward and recognition. Reward and recognition. You can't improve the productivity of your team if you don't carry out a fair recognition and give reward to those that perform best. So fairly employee appreciation or reward and recognition are of the most proven ways to improve team productivity and nurture healthy workplace relationship. Because if you don't carry out a fair recognition or award to people that merit it, you will not see the connection between your team there, because everybody will just be working for working sake. So when you reward fairly to those that merit it, it will definitely increase productivity. Because it will just be like a kind of competition. You raise a competition among the staff, among the team, if it is a teamwork. So you raise a competition among them to everybody will put in their best. For instance, in my workplace, there is a program. There's a program of opportunity to carry out employee recognition award. That's the name of the one we give it. It is a production company that is into plastic. When we start carrying this, when we start doing this, when we started, it was like we're not going to achieve what we want. But we already put a benchmark. We already analyzed the percentage of the production of the previous month. So the next month we carry out this program and give a criteria on how to achieve or win this award. Believe me, we have about 3 people. We have about three staff that of the same score. As a result of extra effort they put in to achieve, and it also improve the productivity of the production department. So when we did it for the first time, we carried it out for the second time. There was the percentage of operations skyrocketed from 62% to 105%. Like we have extra above the target given to the production. because everybody puts in their best, everybody puts in their effort. Bring like it, it was like as if it was a battle to them, but there was also a criteria that contains some certain behavior on it. You get then this was we bring everybody in board. There was a committee, both the auditors, the internal control, they were involved to ensure that everything, every award we give are fair and just. That is that. Then sometimes it is not always sometimes a little recognition among your team can also improve productivity. A little recognition among your team can also improve productivity. They can call someone out and appreciate him or her, or the team, appreciate them for how they've been able to put in their best and achieve a certain goals or average or percentage of the company's output. Only that alone we build that alone we build this insight to them that okay, these people are really have us in mind. Again, this we really know that we are working. So as an employer, you should create a report to analyze their performance. Very important. Create a report and analyze their performance, and also recognize the best performance at interval. You should also note that frequent reward and recognition are more important to an employee than a single large infrequent event. Not the one you do once in a year. At the end of the year, you just call everybody and give reward to some particular people the next year again. But if it carry out this small recognition among them, it will boost their morale. And when it boosts their morale, it will increase productivity. So, and when such happen, it also makes the employee or staff to to be happy. Like when they're coming to work, they know that okay, I'm really going to work, because there's a company that when you wake up in the morning, when you wake up in my night, you realize that you are going to work. You be like, oh, today is work day. So, if a company is not, if an employee is not satisfied with the job of this job which he or she is doing, there will not be this enthusiasm that okay, I am a worker of this place, I am going to work. Even me, I have had such issue before. I wake up in the morning and I realize that okay, I'm going to work. Oh, I'll go meet this madam again. I'll go meet this things again. So that kind of stuff is also affect employees' performance as a result of no reward, nothing. You just work. You get at the wrong run. At the end of the year, everybody goes, you still come back next year and do the same thing. No. So reward and recognition is very, very important. And when you are giving out this reward, you have to give it fairly. You have to ensure that the right person gets it. You have to ensure that the right team gets it. Do not just give reward because you just want to show that you are appreciating people. No, you give reward because these people merit it. Let the evidence be there. You get, and you have to be open when you are giving this reward. Don't hide it. Don't do it because I know this person. Don't give it because I know this person. No, give it because this team or this employee merited it. That is why I list sometimes of recognition you can also give. It mustn't be money. Sometimes it might be informal recognition. Maybe in a social gathering, you just call them. Tell, okay, this group are the best for the month. This group are the best for the week. That kind of stuff. It will boost the morale of everybody. Okay, if I perform well by next week, they will call me and my team out. It might be social recognition. It might not be non-monetary, as I say. It might be non-monetary at all. It can be an handshake if it is something. Handshake normally go place. Maybe a weekly activity that was carried out. You now start to give result of the best performance. You can also carry out such small recognition. It mustn't be something large. So reward and recognition is very, very important to boost your teamwork and also productivity. Then the next is health benefits. health benefit. This health benefit was recently, it was a challenge to me recently. It was a challenge to me on the course of carrying out my recruitment. How was it a challenge to me? I was trying to employ a candidate. I was trying to employ a candidate to bring the person on board, and the employee was like, though it was competitive. It was competitive. The employee was the candidate was very open to me too. Likewise, the way I was open to him. So he bring out some programs and some health benefits he get from his current place. So I was like, even our own health benefit is not up to like this. Again, so which strategy or what strategy can I do to bring this person on board? So on the course of talking with him, on the course of talking to him, I have to go back and review our health benefit policy. I have to go back and review and push for it, because the candidate is qualified for the job. He have every requisite that I want, everything. But health benefit was a stumbling block between me and him coming. We finalizing everything again, but what he was getting was different from what we have. In fact, it was even bigger from what we give in terms of the health benefits. You get, though our own, we are still gradually coming up with different policies. You get, so I have to push and review the policy to bring this person on board. So how does it affect our how does it affect employee productivity and teamwork? Yeah, I say that they give a positive impact on productivity and performance. They do this by addressing and preventing absenteeism. Now, when there's a good health benefit of employee for employee or staff in the company, when there's a good health benefit, the person will see it as a route that we go. He can easily go there and take care of himself. Not when he wake up in the morning, you say that you're not feeling fine, you're not confident that, sir, please, I cannot be able to come to work as a result of this. But when there's this, you can also tell the person, he can quickly go there and get medication and come to work. But when it becomes something serious, then he can also get back to us. If an employee is not feeling fine, even though the employee is feeling fine, but he does not want to come to work, as a result of there's no good health benefit on ground, he might take it as an excuse. He might take it as an excuse of not coming to work. That is one. Now, when there's no good health benefit for an employer, the employee will not be able to perform well, meaning that there is no way he can access good health care. So as an employer or as a business person coming up or an entrepreneur, you must ensure there's a good health benefit on ground for your employee. Because it's now we save them a lot of stress. It also save you from absenteeism and other things. Sometimes employer will come and be like, my wife is not feeling fine. No, that's why I did not come to work. Oh, I have to rush him to hospital. My son is doing this. My son, that kind of stuff. But when there's this thing on ground and it covers those people, it's as easy they can easily go there and access it. Then you will come to work. So health benefit is very, very important. If you don't have it on ground, it will affect your team, and when you affect your team, it will reduce productivity. Now, the next on our list is proper communication. Proper communication. I think I talked a bit of this when I was talking about employee engagement. when I say that, it's very, very important that you carry out a good communication with your staff.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Yeah. Now, in business, nothing gets done if you are not communicating effectively. So, as an employer, you must always be in touch with your team or your staff, whether they are working remote or they are on site. Technologies has make it easy for you to bring your staff together. So, irrespective of the type of job that you are operating, ensure that you carry out a good communication with your employee. You got to use it to track them. You got to know their performance. You got to know how they feel. You got to know what or the status of whatever they are doing. So you have to ensure a good, proper communication with your team. So it's one of the practices that we also do, and we also encourage every line manager that have his our own team to always talk to their employee, get to know how they feel, get to know how the work is going, get to know the status of every assignment or project that being carried out. So proper communication is very, very important. Now they say that communication doesn't need to solely happen inside of your group for it is to increase team productivity. Cross-functional team, yes. Cross-functional teams such as sales and marketing or customer success need to be a part of the communication loop for those that are into sales.
Mr. Francis. Mr. Francis.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, it's back now. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So you must ensure if you're for those in sales or those are into marketing business, you must ensure that is a good communication between the employee themselves. As I say, cross-functional teams such as sales and marketing or customer success need to be part of the communication loop. So all these people need to be involved in every communication process that they are carrying out. They must be on ground. If any information that that is essential to the business, you must make sure that this team, these people that are very important, that their roles are very important, are in conjunction with you before you carry out your final say or any feedback to them. So from these mentions above, there's this mention above, as I said from the onset, we have a lot of some things and practices that HR put in the system to ensure that every team are productive, to ensure that there's a good communication or good teamwork between each team member. We also have the performance management. Also have performance management, but that one is of the general organization as a whole. That is why it was not included here, because here we are talking about we're talking about productive and also team connection. So in conclusion, team productivity is similar to baking a cake where the right ingredients are these strategies, the right ingredients are these practices that you put as HR, put on board, or employee put on board to ensure that the best things are out there.
Mr. Francis, we can hear you. Mr. Francis. Mr. Francis.
Hello. Yeah. Yes.
Sorry. Imagine. Only those that are connected. Mr. Francis, can you hear us now?
Yes, I can hear you. I can sorry, call entered my phone as
Okay.
well.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that.
So
Please go ahead.
as I was saying, yes, as I was saying, um, when you talk about team productivity, you were talking about when you want to as an HR, you want to ensure that your people are performing best, are giving you results, are giving what you expected. You may ensure that these strategies are on board. These are the basic things that you need to do as an HR or as a business owner or entrepreneur coming up to
Business.
ensure that yes, to ensure that your team give you the appropriate or accurate result that you expected, ranging from your recruitment and down to the last one I say about proper communication. So it's very, very essential that these strategies are put in place.
Hello, Mr. Francis.
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay. The network, we couldn't hear you at the point. You were talking about all that you said, started from recruitment down to employee engagement and recognition, rewards and recognition. Sorry.
Yes, as I said, yes, I'm trying to conclude and summarize what I've said so far. I said so far. Um, these strategies or these practices or these HR practices are very important for someone starting up a business. You might not employ or deploy all these practices as a result of the nature of the business, but there are essential ones that you need to put in mind. You need to take into cognizance, just like the recruitment, just like the employee engagement, just like your onboarding. Those ones are very, very important. You must take it at the back of your mind that without this you cannot succeed. So these are some of the HR or the practical strategy for productive and team connection that I have for today. Thank
Thank
you
you
very much,
very
sir.
much, Mr. Francis. Thank you. Let's give thumbs up to our speaker. But Mr. Francis, before you go, I have some questions, and I believe some persons have questions. Okay, somebody raising their hand. Okay, thank you, Mr. Francis. I would like you to what should I, as a business owner, what should I prioritize when recruiting? Because you talked about recruitment, and I know it's very, very essential. After all, as a business owner, I'm not the one that will get everything done in my business. If not, that's self-employed. I'm a business owner. But what should I prioritize between passion, somebody who is ready to do the work, and skill? What should I prioritize? Maybe I see employee A who is so passionate, who is saying, "Oh, I'm ready to get the work done. I'm ready to put in all my best." And employee B, who may not be very passionate, maybe at the point of interview, but has lots of certification. I mean, can speak convince, can has the skill, necessary skills for your work. What should I prioritize? That's my question. That's my first question.
All right. Thank you very much for that question. Um, when you are employing, as I said, that is where I point out at employees someone that will complement your team or complement the requirement that you need. Now, we have a lot of people with certificates that cannot fit in. We have a lot of people that will come in with a lot of certificates that cannot fit in. So it's not about the certificate. Irrespective of the experience is also important. Irrespective of the experience can also be important. But when you bring someone that is passionate about the job, you will see that this person is willing to learn. This person is willing to learn. This person is trainable. Okay, recently I did an interview with one accounting personnel in my workplace. We were interviewing one accounting officer. It's not that it's not that good on the job based on the assessment, but because of the passion we see that this person have and is willing to is willing to undergo a certain training, and also that this person too also is trainable. Again, you have some people that are trainable and people that are not trainable. They might be passionate, they might have passion, but are not trainable. Again, so you see that this person is trainable and also have passion for the job, though it doesn't fit in to it doesn't have the required certificate that we need. Again, so if you are employing, you should employ someone that can fit in your system. Employ someone that can fit in on system, that know that this person can be trainable if it does not have the requisite the requisite requirements. Do you understand? So the requirement that you use to source for your candidate are just like, you just want to get the CV or the resume, get to know the people that have shown interest on the job. You get some people can apply, some people can apply for a job without having the requisite requirements. But as a result of the presentation on the CV, as a result of the way you outline the CV and the way you see that, okay, maybe this person have trying to grow on this job, but unfortunately, maybe there's something on the wrong way that they are not able to grow faster. Again, we can bring this person in and train this person. Last year I was recruiting for HSC personnel. I bring in after interviewing about 4 candidates make the list. 4 candidates made the list. Then the group HR was like, okay, bring the CV and schedule these people for a final interview. The first person that I thought is going to get the job lose the job. Not because he's not competent, not because he don't have the necessary skill, but as a result of how we feel about this person when this person comes in. You understand? How we feel if this person comes in. Yeah, so we don't bring someone that come and be feeling bossy as a result of you have the required requisite requirement or skills. Again, we bring in a person that is passionate about the job, that that really wants to do the job.
Okay. But please, to balance that, won't I have to now be wasting time trying to train a person because the person doesn't have the skill?
You ask, why would you waste time to train someone because the person doesn't have a skill? Remember, before someone apply for a job, the person must have the idea of what he's applying for. So you cannot be recruiting for you can't be recruiting for, let me say, senior financial accountant, for instance, now, and we went to bring in a graduate trainee, someone that just graduated from school and want to bring in. No, the person must at least have an idea of what he or she is applying.
Okay, I see. Okay, but Mr. Babatunde has a question. Before I ask my second question, please, Mr. Babatunde, go ahead and ask your question. Kindly unmute yourself. Mr. Babatunde, you can ask your question.
Hello, thank you for your lecture, sir. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Oh, okay. I actually have 2 questions. In the area of training, how am I sure I'm not training my competitors? And after the training, can't the person just, after acquiring the necessary training, the person can just say, okay, I want to resign. Do I need to bond the person for a certain period? That's one question. The other one is in the area of reward and recognition. Is something that one really need to take serious because it can actually scatter a whole organization. because like for example, in my workplace, there was a lady that was given the best staff of the year. But I work in an health organization, but anytime it is around 2 or 4, the lady will say she wants to go and pray. But the problem is that she will keep the patient waiting. But when they posted me to that unit this year, the lady was on leave, so they asked me to come and work in that unit. So when I got there, I was like, yeah, me too. I want to collect the best staff of the year. So once it is 3 or 4, I want to speak up. Maybe it is the prayer that actually assisted the lady, grace, the place of grace. So I was like, I want to get that kind of grace too, even though we don't belong to the same religion. But I was like, yes, let me also be praying around that time. But conscience was not judging me that how can you keep a patient waiting just because I was like, they better keep their reward or whatever. That maybe my own reward is in heaven. So I had to quickly recall my step back. So in such a case, do you think what are the practical things, elements that must be in appraiser for getting recognition to a staff? Thank you.
All right, that's a very nice question again. Number one, let me start from top. You said, how are you sure you are not training your competitor? Then second one is
the balance between recognition.
No, that was the last one. That was the last one. I said the second one is also relating to training. Second one is also relating to training. Okay. Yes. That's right. Yeah, I understand. Now, these two are related. Again, how are you sure you are not training your competitor? And what if you train this person and this person leaves? Again, now, in some company, or let me say most company, there are some policies that regards to training, that regards to professional training that the company is sponsoring. Do you understand? I've had a situation like that where at my former workplace, where the CEO was like, if I send this person now to abroad to go and do this training, and he comes back and resign, what will happen? Because me, I cannot kill the person. Again, that is when we bring the bonding process. Again, there is bonding policy. Again, there is bonding policy that ensure that you as an employer, I mean an employee, undertake and sign before the company carry out this training process, carry out this training sponsoring. Do you understand? It will be signed and documented on your file. You get? Because this is what we're talking about. We're talking about companies is investing their resources on you. They're investing on you so that you can be able to give in return. So this bond alone is like encroaching, like, holding the employee tight that this is an agreement between you and the company. And when you breach this is the consequence. You get? Some people bond for 5 years, only bond for 2 or 3 years. You understand? Before you can go out or before you can leave, or you get. But mostly people that company sponsor are mostly people that company have seen how serious, how dedicated they are on the job. So in respect that the policy covers everything, company must see how dedicated you are on the job. Do you understand? Then that is one. Then for the reward or what is in appraisal, statistically, you have to unmute yourself. Okay, good. Now, appraising system is very, very important when giving reward. And this appraising system must comprise some measurable KPIs, key performance indicator that relate to your job. For instance, now you say you work in a health institution. You get now. There must be a KPI that measure for instance, measure how many people this person attends today, how many people this person does not attend today. Okay, the KPI must be something measurable that okay, you can see it, you can count it, you can, it's not something that is subjective. No, you can see it, you can feel it. And the KPI, it does not always come from the HR alone. It also comes from the head of the unit, because this KPI are derived from your job description. This KPI are cutting from your job description and must tally to your job description. So when they are giving reward, it must be in relation to that your job description. It must be in relation to that KPI, the KPI on your appraiser form. So when such does not go, that means they have they have, I don't know the kind of language I'm going to use. Just like, doing fraud and, doing unfair or just appraising system. That is why if you are giving reward, it is very, very important that you involve, if it's a place that have internal control, involve internal control in it. You get, before they carry out this, before they give out the reward, the internal control must vet it and ensure that this person really merit this award. Let not be as a result of this person is in relationship with the HR, or this person, is a personal, is in good contact with the HR or the committee involved. No, a separate entity like internal control must involve. And after it, internal audit also may also audit it as well. Otherwise, the committee involved will be hold responsible for that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Francis.
Yeah.
I believe Mr. Babat.
Thank you. You did that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Francis. I believe there are no other questions. Actually, my second question was also what Mr. Babat today asked. I was so excited. Someone was also thinking like that. How do we prevent people from, after investing in them, and ensure that okay, the purpose of investing is actually fulfilled in the business. Okay, Dr. Abigail has a question, and that will be the last question for the day. I don't want to take.
I have a question.
Yes, please. Okay, somebody else. Okay, I'll just take those two questions. Dr. Abigail, please. Can you unmute yourself?
Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful presentation. My first question, sir, is these 8 strategies given to us tonight, are they your personal concepts, so that when we are talking about making reference to it, we'll be able to reference you? Or are they global concepts that you put together so that we know how to actually how to reference people? That's the first one. Then secondly, I just want to make contribution concerning the issue of having passion for work and having the right skill or certification for the job. Well, there's this thin line between it. It depends on the organization. If you are in dire need of somebody that is skillful in that job at that point in time, I think the training that person that is skillful needs will be on how to manage human being, how not to be puffed up, other issues. So it depends on what you actually need part time. Like if it's the hospital now, you can't say somebody is passionate and the person is not very competent. You don't joke with life. So maybe you have to now teach the person how to be passionate about what he or she is doing. So it depends on the organization and their pressing need at that point in time. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution with Dr. Abigail. Okay, Mr. Francis, can you answer our first question as regards being able to make reference to the um, requirements for a connected team? Appreciate.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Abigail. That is a nice one. These eight strategies that I brought aboard today. It is a global practice that I have put in practice. That is a global strategy that I personally have put in practice, and been working for me till date. I've put it in practice. That is why I'm bringing on board. You get, there might be other ones that someone put someone can infuse to his or own business or a company. That can also work for him. That cannot work for my own. It will work in my own company. So it is, as I said, it is it's a global strategy that I put in practice. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Francis. Mrs. Oyebode, please go ahead and ask a question. Mr. Goodikoya,
Okay, good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'm happy I'm on this platform tonight, and I think I need a help. I'm a CEO of a company by God's grace. I'm also into health. Now, we had an issue recently. I think this early here anyway, and that was last month. About 3 of our staff, one of them resigned honorably and said it's going. 2 other, no one followed. No one did not even talk at all. Just left. I didn't mind to call anyway. Well, the other one, we met on Saturday. Monday morning, he resigned. I wasn't in the office anyway, but I was told. The other one also followed suit. 3 staff this early year. Now I went through the 8 strategies we did tonight. And then the only one we didn't implement is the 7th one, the health benefits. I tried at least to some extent to make sure that all this, the one I'm seeing, maybe there are other ones, other strategy that we have not really touched, that I didn't really implement during this. I don't know. I need an advice or help, or because I don't know what actually went wrong. Why 3 staff at the same time left the company? So, any advice for me, please?
Okay, Mr. Francis, over to you.
All right. I must say, me too have encountered such an issue whereby employees will not be leaving. Some will resign, some will not be resigned yet, but some will be treated as job abandonment, that kind of thing. When such happened, what I did is to carry out employee survey. I carried out employee survey in the system to gather information about the company and how they feel about the company. With that, I was able to understand there are some loophole that we've been ignoring so far. So when you carry out employee survey, you will see how the employee, you show how the employee feels and where they think that you are not getting it right. They'll put it on the employee survey. There are a lot of questions on the survey. Just the questions must be like it must tally to what you want, so that you can be able to get exactly what you expected. Employee survey is very, very important, especially when it comes to resignation or people leaving company without notification. There must be something that those people have offered them that you are not offering. Just like the scenario I gave you, trying to employ a senior staff, but there is this health benefit that we are not doing, that they are giving to this person, that make me have to go back to review it immediately with the group head of HR before bringing this person on board. So carry out that employee survey to know how the employee feels about your business. Thank you.
Okay. Mrs.
Okay, thank
Oyebode,
you.
we look forward to your. Okay, you want to say something? Okay.
I'm,
Hello,
I'm
Mrs.
okay.
Oyebode. Okay,
I'm
okay. I
okay.
just want to say, we look forward to you putting this into practice to carry out the employee survey. It's so saddening to see staffs leave immediately because you are not prepared for it. Like some persons did not because you are not good as a boss or as the employer, not because you are not good. Some people just act funny no matter the best you put in. But despite the fact that you think, oh, I'm doing it putting in all my best, you never can tell whether the problem is coming from their fellow team members and they feel frustrated. You never can tell. It may not be coming from you as an employer. So I'm just buttressing on the point that you may be doing all well correctly, but carry out the employee survey to go a long way. I agree with Mr. Francis on that. This is the last question, Mr. Gudipe. Please ask your question and we call it a day. Thank you, Mr. Francis, for your patience. Thank you to all the participants for waiting this long. Thank you, and God bless you. Mr. Gudipe, please ask your question and we call it a day.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Francis, for the write-up, for the presentation of the write-up. We really appreciate. But the the head, the employee is what having issues. You know, I've been putting everything you said in. Then said the head, head for the employee. How do we manage this for the group that is not up for the cost? Let's say a company that is not up to like 10, just a small team that we are just doing our own thing, but based on the work that comes into the company that we don't have not salary based company. It's based on how work comes in, then we all do the job and we pass our way and we stay. So how do we manage this edge of the thing? Because in case we want to look into that for the team member.
All
Okay.
right. If I get your question right, you are asking how do you manage such situation if a company that is not practicing a bigger health program like HMO, you get based on the nature of the business. I believe I'm right.
Yes, yes,
So
yes. Yes, sir.
good. Now let me use myself an example. My last job before I joined Golden Oil, there was nothing like health program. There was nothing like health program. You get so when you sick, when you feel ill or you cannot be able to come to work, normally it is on from your own pocket. But there is this thing that the CEO does when he knows that you are not feeling fine, that makes you not be able to come to work. What he normally do is to support on that aspect. You get is support. There was a time one of our staff was not feeling fine, did not come to work. What you do is to quickly support and ensure that this person is being taken care of. We didn't say because when you say HMO is a very big program and it requires a lot of
Yeah.
money. Do you understand?
Yes.
You get, but the little one you can do as a business owner, at least you show concern about your staff or about your team or about your colleague. It goes a long way to retain that person and make that person to feel like to feel owned by the company or the business. Do you understand? So a little concern from you as a business owner or from the team members that goes a long way to retain that staff and also allow the staff to feel good about the company. So HMO are for big companies. So if you're not operating HMO, then you can put this little one I said in practice. It will definitely work. Because me personally, I've been in that.
Okay.
Okay. I
Thank you
get
so
that.
much, Mr. Francis. I believe you understand that, Mr. Gundupe.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
yes.
Yes.
So Francis, we are still coming up and all of that, and we have to do it the best way. Thank you for that idea and for that insight, Mr. Francis. So please let's say, unmute ourselves and say a big thank you to our speaker. Please, let's chorus. Thank you, Mr. Francis. Please unmute your mic
Thank
and say thank
you.
Thank you,
you.
Mr.
Thank
Francis.
you, Mr.
Thank
Francis.
you. We
Thank you, thank you,
hope to
thank
see
you.
you some other
So,
time.
I
Mr.
welcome you all. I
Francis,
welcome
we
you all.
release you. Yes, thank you. Okay, people are giving thumbs up.
All right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you,
Thanks,
thank
thanks,
you.
thanks.
Okay, Mr.
Please
Francis.
have a wonderful night rest.
Okay, yes, and you too. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, let's speaker. Okay, so to Ross in the house, thank you so much for waiting to this time. I believe we all got value. Yes, even though, yes, we are aspiring to become big companies, we already know things to put in place. And for us who are actively involved in business, we've been given insights on how to still ensure that our team members and staff know that we care for them, and we're not just about the work they have to produce, but also we are concerned about their person. So let's put all of these things into practice, and let's look forward to tomorrow's meeting. Don't forget, okay, tomorrow morning, of course, is Sunday, we are not meeting, but in the evening, we are meeting, and it will be a wonderful session tomorrow as well. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest. Don't forget, my name is Tommy. I'm with the brand name, the Business of Expert. When it comes to automating processes in your business, I am your go-to person. When it comes to promoting your business using videos and digital marketing, I am your go-to person. And we are sponsored by the Business of Technologies Limited. And we say a big thank you to them for allowing us to host this event. Thank you, and thank you. Have a wonderful night rest.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye. Please don't forget to refer people. Don't forget to refer. Don't forget to refer. If you are still there, don't forget to refer other entrepreneurs. Tell them, send the flyers to on your WhatsApp. Tell people, tell other entrepreneurs to join. Thank you. Bye.